11 features to consider when buying a watch. Do you like watches? Have you been considering buying one lately? In addition to helping you stick to your schedule, wristwatches make it easier for you to display your sense of style. Watches are a form of self-expression, reflecting hint of danger, adventure, and sports depending on the type of watch you decide to wear. Watches can get a bit pricey, and the last thing you want is to pay for a watch that doesn't suit you or your needs at all. That would be a bummer. These days, there are lots of features to consider as well, and the sky as well as the price is the limit. You may overlook it, but there are factors that, if considered, can make you a proud new owner of a watch that is best for you and would last you for a long time. It isn't just about the shine and price after all. Welcome to Savvy, where we have lots of practical wisdom to share. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button below, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. For a fun and useful guide on buying a watch, stay put and let's look at what to consider. Are you ready? Number 1. Old-fashioned or modern? Despite the wide selection of watches, it all comes down to what type it is. Analog or digital? Analog watches are those good old ones with hands to tell time. The type that requires you to read the time with a bit more effort than you would read a digital one. A digital watch is easier to read because the numbers would just be flashed on the reader. Here's a quick tip. If you want the traditional look and don't mind reading time by the hands, go with analog. If you want a more modern look and convenience, especially when you're always on the go, pick the digital style. Number 2. How is it powered? The usefulness of watches really depends on how much longer they can operate. But what decides that? The power source. There are lots of power sources these days, from solar to automatic. There's also the mechanically powered, and the quartz, which is on the more popular side, requiring a battery replaced over a long period of time. When in doubt, research more about these power sources, and when you are in the store, ask about which source powers the watch that catches your eye. Number 3. Luxury or casual? Face it, with the current prices of watches, you need one that you can complement with your style most of the time. Unless you can have one watch to match each occasion you find yourself into, which is fun. You should settle with one that will go with most of what you are wearing. Consider your lifestyle. If you're into business meetings most of the time, pick a luxury style watch. But if you are on the more sporty side of life, choose a sports watch that will last in the extreme environment you are into. To be safe, choose a casual one that would look good with almost anything without it looking too exclusive. A pro tip would be to buy one with changeable bands, so you can play with the colors. Number 4. Material matters. Speaking of band colors, you have to consider what the watch is made out of too. Most of what you are paying for depends on this and its quality, so it's a no-brainer that a material would dictate the pricing tier of the watch. Metals are pricier. They can be made out of titanium, gold, silver, or any other stainless metal, but they do last longer and look more luxurious. Leather ones look fashionable, but depending on its authenticity, they tend to wear down quickly. On the more affordable side, there are plastic choices, and when you know how to choose carefully, you can buy one with great quality and longevity. Number 5. Consider the brand. There are reasons why some brands are preferable, and that's because of their quality reputation. However, don't let this hold you back from considering new brands. Check the reviews. But if the brand really matters to you, research on which ones are more reputable to narrow your choices. Number 6. Heavy or lightweight? Your watch will be on your wrist almost 24/7, so consider the added weight it will give you. It's much about whether it's heavier or lighter, but it's about the comfort level that you are looking for. Be sure to pick one that won't get in the way. Number 7. Match your wardrobe style. Much like the style we talked about earlier, matching what you are wearing most of the time with your watch is advisable. If you wear quirky and colorful clothes, a bulky or kawaii themed watch may suit your style. On the other hand, if you wear more minimalist colors, consider a watch that looks sleek and sharp. Number 8. The dial. The dial is what you can see most of the time. It's the part of the watch, that is, the watch faces external, covering the actual time. Its size should complement your wrist size. Simply put, to avoid looking like you're cuffed against your will by your timepiece, if you have small wrists, choose a watch that has smaller dial dimensions. And if you don't want to look like you're wearing a watch that's meant for a younger you because you have bigger wrists, choose one with bigger dial dimensions. Number 9. Let's talk features. Features. Nowadays, it won't be a surprise to find out there's a watch that can calculate how much you've sweated or how much carbs you've eaten. When you are the athletic kind, consider a watch with features such as steps counter or sweat resistance. When you are health conscious, consider the heartbeat feature. And when you are just looking for a simple watch, consider the casual ones without many added features. After all, added features are added price. Number 10. Does it light up? This feature has a special mention because this feature is really helpful at night. After all, half of the time at least, when you aren't living near the poles, it's night, and you are still in need of your watch's features. So consider if the face of your watch lights up or not, and decide if it's right up your needs. Number 11. Bonus feature. Water resistance. Rain, sweat, and the faucet. These are just everyday things that involve water. That might be challenging to your watch. This is why you might need to consider the watch's water resistance. There's a table that you can look up to read more in depth about the different levels of water resistance, and it might come in handy when you shop for a watch. When in a swimming vacation, ask yourself this: is it better to wear a water-resistant watch to the beach, or to just leave it somewhere dry and come back to it after? Well, that is enough practical wisdom for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below. We will be posting 4 to 5 videos per week, so click the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of our new videos weekly. Thanks everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao!